What apology for what? Apology for what?
Baqambela abantu abangazanga lutho amanga sithi thina sifisa umsholozi ese ngoba ithina sama ground force esaqala umkhonto ithina kade simisa ama branch omkhonto bonke laba kade bengekho so sifuna lokho singama members omkhonto wesizwe away with amasela aqhamuka enhlanganweni ze-EFF nenhlangano za ANC ekade zingekho siqala into yethu yabantu umkhonto wesizwe amandla
internal imisebenzi for instance we headquarters nakuma provinces finance prioritize wonke ama comrade and no one else from any other party, to be honest with you. Mina bekuzoba icriteria lengizokhuluma nobaba futhi ukuthi makufika kuma office duties nemisebenzi occupy kuma constituencies sifuna abantu labagada benathi before ama elections. Any other party. We need to ensure that because ibona labantu abalahlekelwe livelihood yabo. So we can't manje prioritize abantu laba bengekho nathi abanye ungathola ukuthi abavotanga nathi mara ibona laba manje sebathola ama position ayikho right. When it comes to political positions, yes, we can look at how we position and also strengthen the political agenda. Okay, that's understandable. But makufika ko ama operational role to umuntu akwi finance or umuntu akwi administration or umuntu akwi but in HR isn't this knowledge I'm a functionaries. We can't take anyone else who has never a member of Umkhonto Wesizwe before. The political position is a different story, but the administrative and operational, even if you're a politician and you want is kundla and a job and a role to play, we must prioritize you. Ngoba wena osizile, wena wenza ukuthi umkhonto namhlanje ukwazi ukurecruiter no-attractor amanye ama-politician. Wena olwele ukuthi umkhonto ibe nabantu abawu-58. Wena olwele ukuthi umkhonto iwine i-KZN. Wena wenza sure ukuthi umkhonto is the official opposition eMpumalanga. Wena wenza sure ukuthi umkhonto is recognized eGauteng. Those are the people we must recognize.
Hey, awunamandla yabona ubuyisa kakhulu ithemba ngoba abantu abaningi bakhathele ngesiqamba manga because indlela bebuka ngathi pusheka ngayo bengathi sebelibalekile basebekhohliwe abona abasabonakala indaba yaba yiseko but today ubuyise kakhulu ithemba awunamandla ukuthi abantu abangaphelwa yithemba avuthi into emnandi umuntu omkhonto wesizwe akukho la angaya khona la ngabalekela khona ngempela but siyabonga ukuthi leni kwazi ukuyiveza ngoba akumelanga sithule ngaphakathi ubone belimana abantu ubona behlela abantu bengasenzi lutho abantu ngoba manje abantu balimele ngaphakathi but siyabonga mangabe into efana nazo lezi nekwazi ukuzibona ngoba eqinisweni abantu bomkhonto wesizwe abantu abomkhonto wesizwe ngempela ngoba abantu abagijima engekho lutho kungekho funding kungekho lutho bakhipha imali zabo abantu bona ukuthi umkhonto awugijime abanesikhathi sabo yonke lento ukuthi umkhonto mawugijime umkhonto usumile right abantu engingamelanga ngempela labo balibaleke bakhohleke today bese ngenayo media ebikade media isivulela ezomkhonto wesizwe singabanye futhi nathi saba uthatha uTikTok sawuguqula sawenza umkhonto wesizwe ukuthi mawufuna into omkhonto wesizwe ngena TikTok but siyafisa ukuthi one day nike nisikhumbule ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi one day ukhona umuntu okukhumbula ukuthi ikhona into ku TikTok eyadlala enkulu indima le ngoba iyona TV le yabantu bomkhonto wesizwe iyona news le iyona radio station yabo le abakwazi ukuzwa indaba zomkhonto wesizwe. Siyabonga kakhulu qonda manje.
No, ngibonge kakhulu. I think enye into engifuna ukuyisho is the following. You know, ngine opportunity yokuthi ngalesikhathi ngiseGhana ngihleli nobaba sikhuluma into eziningi so lesikhathi esiningi. So
Machine political incorrect. I still don't have power, but I just want to make a short one that Duduzile has apologized. Here is apology. Please let me know what is it that you feel about the apology. The recording that you would see afterwards was based on the prediction that they've made if she's going to apologize or not apologize. The apology doesn't have Floyd Shivambu in it. She's apologizing to her father and the party and everyone, but not Floyd Shivambu. This is what the people that are held on the on the podcast have said. They said she is not going to apologize, but that's it. Let's see how far it goes. Apologies for the power cut. It's been delaying us. Like I said, it's going to delay us further. Thank you. Machine politically incorrect. There has always been a stance of MKP that we articulated a lot, and I was at pains, those who follow the channel, to say no matter what happens, Msholuzi must not and must never disregard people who came first. I gave a lot of examples. Especially that we are going to the elections in 2026. There are people who are now working, sacrificing and investing. The word invest rubbed people off. I said, yes, there are people who are investing their time and energy, even financial gains in MK. And if you are going to remove that person and give a new person, you are going to find it very difficult to manage people. I said it many times, but I guess people just choose to ignore what we're saying. By the way, I'm not taking credit for things that we said on the channel and they tend to happen. I'm not taking credit. Like I keep telling you, it is people of MK who tell us these things, and I keep saying they are afraid to come and sit here, but they do tell us this is the true story, and we are the ones who come here and say it, and we are ridiculed until it happens, and then when it happens to say, no, but you are publishing only wrong stories. I tried to reach out to other comrades. I'll see how far I can go. Let's see, who are we getting here? Okay, we're going to call a potential voter. I don't know what to call Kganki. A potential voter.
Hello.
Kganki Dumel.
Greetings, sir.
How are you?
Very, very much fine. And yourself?
Sharp. So if I tell my viewers that you are the one who provoked Duduzile on Twitter, will I be correct?
I don't think so, but that should be part of why she's angry like this. I form part, but I didn't provoke her.
The reason you think she responded and she retweeted your tweet with an assumption that seems to suggest that you are Floyd's minion. Does she believe, according to you, that what you are doing on behalf of Floyd?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, even given the fact that our Twitter name resonates with what Floyd stands for. We said we're Marxist-Leninist on Twitter. So we should think, these are the boys of Floyd who are going to just come here, sent by Floyd to deal with me. So you think she might be hallucinating and thinking, no, Floyd can't face me, send him minions. But the fact of the matter is that we are not even sent by the SG. We are simply standing for what is right. Because ultimately, one of the reasons why there was a series of posts that she shared and insulted those cadres and called them the minions of Floyd and arrivalists who are inexperienced is simply because she posted something that said something like she is going to repay the original co-founders of MK, the generation of December 2023 on the 16th. And she will not forsake them. So she's acting like a demigod, this one of Dudu. And that's the type of behavior that we are condemning. Because we even asked to say, oh, what's happening? Who are those ones, Madam President? Because if you are saying such things, who can repay people? The only person who can strategically influence things is an official. And Dudu is not an official. The only proximity she has with the official is with President Zuma, simply because she's the daughter. But we believe President Zuma is politically matured and wise enough to know that Dudu must not in any way influence the politics of MK at the level of deployments or strategic and tactical relations.
By the way, I want to state it clear in the podcast that people must not think we are only speaking to people who don't like Duduzile. We have tried, and you do know that I've tried to reach out to the comrade who wrote a letter to Zuma. People who defend Duduzile do not want to come to the platform and speak. And so I'm going to say, for what it's worth, we try to balance the story. It's unfortunate that we only find you. So here's a scenario. Can you tell us what would then happen if she does apologize? Because a lot of people are saying she will not apologize. We know that if she doesn't apologize, she will go out of political spectrum, and hopefully peace will reign in MK. Let's talk about when she apologizes, how is she going to work with other officials?
We must remember that when she apologizes, one way or another, they said if she doesn't apologize, she's recalled and automatically expelled. If she apologizes, what is going to happen is that she will be subjected to a disciplinary hearing. And by the virtue of that, we believe that such insults that she thrown around the name of the SG, they carry too much gravity that they either compel that the DC must suspend and recall her, or just recall, and whatever of the two, even if it means expelled, because the chairperson of the disciplinary committee of the MK is Advocate Dalimpov. She called Floyd an arrivalist. Advocate Dali arrived after Floyd, so this ultimately means she is undermining even the authority of the DC of the MK and the Revolutionary Code of Conduct. The chairperson of the disciplinary committee of appeals is Dr. Shope, someone who was impeached when the MK was formed. So even according to Dudu, Dr. Shope is an arrivalist. So Dudu must just be clobbered. We don't want lenience here. She must just be clobbered. She must retire from politics.
Yeah, it's a sad one. Because I wanted you to explain, should she survive all of that, how are her relations going to be? I'm saying it with a backdrop that says, listen to me. The way she feels, and I've always said in the podcast, the way she feels of arrivalist, Boma Fikizolo, is what MK people have always told me, and I've always said it on the podcast. And if you think, please find a better space from the background music. If you think of it, even the commander, Nhlamulo Ndlela, is of the same view. He's a proponent of this view that people who came first must somehow be recognized.
Nhlamulo Ndlela is a member of the National High Command, and the worst part is that he's an official. The constitution was adopted. There is no way whereby they say first come, first serve. The constitution talks about meritocracy and knowledgeability. So if you came first, of course, on the basis of meritocracy and knowledgeability and organic forms of public representation, you will, of course, be located somewhere. But if President Zuma made it very clear, even the SG said it, to say there are people who are still going to come. It's just that they are not coming now. We are waiting for the right time. We negotiate. We spoke with them. So those are people who are going to be strategically located. I mean, they are just that people will come, and those are people with a better political maturity, political understanding, and even political credentials. So there is no way whereby Nhlamulo can, in his personal capacity, say that. To say that and that it comes from Nhlamulo would simply be to speak outside of the constitution of the party. There's no way it says that. And we agree with generational mix, by the way. That's what the deployment criteria is part of. The generational mix, but it does not seek first come, first serve.
Kganki Mphahlele, ke a go leboga.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sure.
Sure. You've seen, I've tried. I wanted to hear what other people are saying. So Kganki Mphahlele is the one whose tweet was responded by. For those who don't know who Kganki is at the door of MK entering in. So when Kganki wanted to go to MK, I told him that on the podcast, I told him that your style of politics will not last at MK. And he went to the first anniversary. He got there. He found a rude awakening. He realized this thing is not as easy and it's not as organized as he wanted to be. So he has still not joined MK. Even though he's an MK person, he's a potential voter of MK, and he's still not joined MK because he was fired by he was fired by the EFF when he wanted to campaign for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi at EFF before the third NPA. I think I've made justice to the explanation of who Kganki is. Let me see who else are we getting here. I did indicate that it's very difficult to get people who MK people. I tried them. They are very difficult. They are very difficult to speak of, and I understand why it's not easy for them to come and speak on the program. Yes, let me see. So here is a member of MK who is seeking the guidance of Ubaba, saying here's an opportunity, please mediate between Floyd and of course Duduzile. Let's hear what she says. Thank you.
Sawubona baba wesizwe, sawubona baba Nhlamulo, sawubona msholozo omuhle. Baba sifikile manje kulento le ebizwa ngokuthi i-crossroad. Sise crossroad baba manje. Siye saxwayiswa ke kulamaviki adlulile ukuthi kuzoba khona ibhomu elizophuma, ibhomu engeke lize likuphathe kahle, elingaze lakhubaza nanempilo yakho, isimo sempilo yakho. So that's why ngithe let me do this video, ngimeke sure ukuthi ngidlulisela kuwo lamazwi baba ukuthi njengoba sesila kwi crossroad lena kuzomela ukuthi sithole ubuhlakani bokuthi simake sure ukuthi lesimo esikuso kwi MK sisilungisa kanjani, ngoba if asikwenzi lokho then izitha zizojabula, ngoba already manje izitha they are making sure ukuthi babhekile ukuthi lesimo sizolungiseka kanjani. Ucommander uSG wethu, I was behind him 100%. Ngereason yokuthi he went in public and explained himself ukuthi yena he was misled. That's why manje abone importance yokuthi abuye azojoina iMK. Then I decided and nama ground forces to rally behind him. Ucommander Duduzile, she is a member ye PAP. Ucommander USG, he is the Secretary General of EMK. Both of them, I can say baba ukuthi akekho owenze right kubo. Both of them akhona amaphutha esiwabonayo ukuthi bawenzile. Ngaleyo ndlela baba besizo submita kuwe baba wesizwe ukuthi sicela ukuthi lento siyihandlishe ngobuhlakani. Siyacela baba ukuthi lento siyihandlishe ngobuhlakani, ngoba if asiyenzi kanjalo izitha zizojabula. Besinama program of action ebesinawo sama ground forces ebesiwa submita ukuthi singathanda ukuthi kusebenzeleke phezulu kwabo. Kodwa with a lot of things isitha la baba sesihambe phambili ukuthi simoshe yonke lento that we are intending to do to correct isimo. Kanjalo ke baba kuzomela ukuthi sihlakaniphe, si act fast ukuthi sikhone ukuthi izinto zingabe out of proportion, because this is how bayagadla manje, bagadla kanje manje baba. This is how they are making sure that they destroy whatever that the ground forces are trying to correct. Isubmission yethu sama ground forces ukuthi sicela ukuthi ubaba alande wonke ama legend awe MK party. Kuhlalwe phansi sibheke ngobuchwepheshe lento ngespeed ukuthi sizoyilungisa kanjani. Ngoba isitha sesihambele phambili. Ngiyabonga baba wesizwe, ngiyabonga baba umsholozi.
What do you think about this issue of... We spoke about this issue of people being parachuted, and I've said it many times on the podcast, and I know it's always confusing you because I say it a lot. MK stance is very difficult to understand because there are others who informally understand that other people must come first, and it is those people who are pushing, and I know a lot and I speak to them a lot, and sometimes this is why you think I'm being how do I put it, I'm being favoritism to a certain cabal, because I work with them, I listen to them. When I go to MK events, I listen to them, they tell me, and unfortunately they request to tell me off camera to say, you see this thing, we are working now and we are using our, there are events that they do it out of their own pockets, and sometimes we think Duduzile speaks for those people. They have said it. Let's show you the lady who speak on behalf of Duduzile, who was speaking in KwaZulu-Natal at Pietermaritzburg, I think. I want you to listen to her because people think maybe Duduzile does not have following. She has following, and the following is people who understand what she wants. Because I'm thinking, I'm not an MK member, but people come and tell me what they are crying about, and I'm thinking that's why they are telling Duduzile, and it is those people that Duduzile wants to represent. I could be wrong, but this is what she says.
alalele angeze futhi ukukhala kwethu ngoba asikwazi ukumbona siblockekile labantu ababeka as high command nalo ambekile njengo provincial convener uyisimkhulu sithi thina abahambe basuke emkhontweni ngoba bayasidivide bathatha amaside babiza umkhonto khona umkhonto A nomkhonto B kodwa ioffice balifica likhona line-structure and sikhathele ukuthi kudliwa imali baqambela abantu abangadlanga lutho amanga sithi thina sifisa umsholozi ese ngoba ithina sama ground force esaqala umkhonto ithina kade simisa ama branch omkhonto bonke laba kade bengekho so sifuna lokho ama members omkhonto wesizwe it's away with amasela aqhamuka enhlanganweni ze-EFF nenhlangano za-ANC ekade zingekho siqala into yethu
Tobe Likai Hello Ushapho belo Umokoloi
Yeah, I'm in the camp fine now.
All right, sharp. Hona le skipa mo sengwadile abo mafikizolo. So this denotes those members of the MK who arrived late, who are not founding members. So this is an assertion by Duduzile Zuma. So I'm discussing this matter based on the fact that even Nhlamulo Ndlela feels the same way, and I've said it many times in the podcast that actually a lot of MK people feel this way, that people who came late take opportunities of those who arrived and the founding members. And there's a camp at MK that is divided on those lines, those who were there at the beginning and those who came late. It brings us to that issue of parachuting and the issue of Floyd being attacked by Duduzile. So I just want to give you the perspective and give you an opportunity to opine on it. And the issues that you said on the podcast that this thing is not sustainable. Do you understand by it?
Yes, man. Look, at least when MK was formed, we had in 30 years of democracy, we had so many breakaways of the ANC, and we talk from a point of reference. We are not prophesying and we are not saying our weight is absolute. But you can remember the first breakaway of the ANC was the one of UDM, that it became a one-party state, one-man party state, one-man party, and it remained to find expression in predominantly Xhosa communities. You can find it in Marikana, in Begestal, in any mining town where there are Xhosa migrant workers. Now there was scope. Now let's come to the MK. MK genuine founding members are mostly people that don't find expression in the MK now. You can count from Khumalo, and Khumalo, there are people who went and lobbied AMA business forums who are disgruntled with the present policies, and one can call them AMA construction mafias, whatever that you call them, but they are mostly registered as forums, community forums, business forums. They were there, they are the founding members, and they were finding expression in so-called RET forces. And these people are predominantly in KZN. And there are people who work the ground for the MK before it takes this form that it has to. Anyway, organizations always take forms, different forms as they grow and they approach. And the most frustrating thing is that MK has put a hold on elective processes, democratic elective process. Now the question is that even if you feel that there are people who are not supposed where they are, the thing that makes people very uneasy is the fact that we have no any other missing point in form of finding expression of the masses in the form of elective conferences. So there is the only way is to pass out like this. So I mean, if Duduzile, for instance, he's having problem with some of the things that are happening, Floyd, and remember Floyd, we know Floyd, some of us. Floyd is very dodgy. And Floyd, when the EFF was formed, EFF, we used to have beautiful girls occupying positions everywhere. When you ask Alex, it is Alex that they are his girlfriend and all that. So, you know him, it's not such a person that people say. But remember, a leader cannot only be completed by ideology or how revolutionary they are. It's a holistic thing. You must embody discipline, you must embody fairness, you must also embody moral. Now, even if the Duduzile, for instance, they didn't like how things unfold, but they would not blast out like this if they knew that the MK has processes that are democratic, and then it's not about who favors who. For instance, now, even if you are a good leader in the MK, and Zuma doesn't know about you, doesn't favor you, you will never find the expression of leadership in the MK. Even if your people want you, for instance, my ward wants me, or my province wants me, or my region wants me. So we are bound to see this passing out on the basis that now there is no end result of democratic elective processes into the MK. I would imagine that if Duduzile have problems with Floyd and how things unfolding, we'll be saying, no, let's go back to the ground and mobilize and remove the comrades through these processes of elective democratic processes. So now, if those things are not in place, this is what is about to happen. Remember, the problem is that with the MK, there is a level of entitlement from the children Jacob Zuma is on the basis of how it's approaching this thing in terms of the issue of saying, no, I'm the absolute decider in everything. So if someone who you know that my father is the absolute decider, is a king for that matter, and then I will always have entitlement that genetically I'm born of royal, and whatever happens I must be a king, or my brother must be a king, or my sister must be a queen, or a princess for that matter. Now, when you act because you know that my father has more power to decide who's going to be there. So I'm the child. You manipulate that relationship. Now, secondly, that there is a level of tribalism within the MK, of which is not the case. I don't think it's the case that influenced Duduzile. But remember, there is a brilliant list of founding members from KZN about this parachuted Michael Jackson arrangement of pop stars that are mushrooming into the MK. And it's like MK now is ruled in parliament, someone in Cape Town, they sit there in coffee shop and decide what is happening and who must be where and how. And then those who can run first to the old man and put weight in the way the old man hear it of the music in the ear, they will then win it harder than the other. So it's a festival, it's a marathon, and it's very unstable and it's very unpolitical. I mean, it can't be sustained, especially in the sphere where we live in South African political sphere, where democracy is a cornerstone of our politics.
Thank you very much. So let me give you a few set of questions in closing, and I want you to give us your thoughts on it. The letter that was given to Duduzile, it's more like an open letter. It's a statement, in fact. It does not give us a deadline. It's an ultimatum, but it does not have a time to say you must apologize, because it just said soon. At what time? If it does, maybe you've seen it, please explain. Number two, what if a week passes without her apologizing? Number three, if she apologizes, she does apologize, she goes through disciplinary hearing, she apologized, and she's seen that her frustrations were met, whether it was because she was intoxicated when she wrote that, but whatever cause it means, because there are people in MK who are advising Jacob Zuma to forgive her. Then if that happens, she starts working. Duduzile is not the only official who has problem with this thing of Amafikizolo. Duduzile is not the only one. How is the relationship between her, Duduzile, and the other officials going to be for Floyd? Just answer that in closing.
Remember, Mashiane, let's not be naive and ignorant to that extent. Duduzile is very close to his father. The only thing that might be happening might be that Duduzile is echoing his father's dissatisfaction prematurely.
Oh.
But at the end of the day, Floyd's future into the MK is not guaranteed. Nobody is guaranteed in that arrangement of politics. When there is one person who is given a double membership, who can be a member of the ANC, is God-like arrangement with Jesus Christ of some sort, and then we all subscribe to that. And this person is the person that is a man that we have formed the MK to defend himself and his family. There is no way that Duduzile will be overlooked for Floyd. Because there is, if it was about overlooking individuals and bringing out the character of the organization would have democratic processes to elect leadership. So it shows that this organization has nothing to do with politics. Because then beyond the leader, there is no activity, and there is no one who can question anything. There is no one who can move. Now, even if he can apologize or not, will be pushed to apologize, it will be a cover-up for something big to come to birth. There's no that Duduzile can just react like that. Even Khumalo, when he started having problems, it was the Duduzile who echoed those things that he whispers with his father. Because it's a mama's baby, they did that. And when he says this thing, he knows very well that there are no repercussions. He might apologize, but I try to, this year won't end to try being a secretary of MK. Remember, it's not even in parliament, that's why I know. I mean, yeah, so he will be demoted or...
Isha. Mugoni? Isa, there again, we lost we lost power. Once again, it's one of those apologies, much and politically incorrect. I wanted to reach out to more people. Let's see if we cut it. What time will we? Apologies, viewers. We don't have power. All our lights are gone. I'm just making amends, but we found Kganki Shivambu, and it's very unfortunate that he's a Shivambu, but he always gives us a proper analysis based on the issues that we're tabling for him. And I'm sorry we got cut. This is the second time power failure hits us in the studio this week. I think I've shown you the issues relating to our area where it involves AfriForum and stuff. But anyway, not to infiltrate you with my local area issues. Ntsako minjani? Ipukile man, perile man. A quick one. Did you get an opportunity to read the letter sent to Duduzile by the father?
Yes, I did.
The letter does not have...
I did read the letter.
The letter does not have a date for ultimatum and time.
Yes.
What do you read of the letter, and do you think she's going to apologize?
No, I don't think she's going to apologize. My reading from this is that this is the beginning of MK imploding and actually reaching the stage at which actually it was avoided by that Khumalo gentleman, by him actually resigning the other time and leaving the MK. And Khumalo, when he resigned, cited that the biggest problem with MK party is Duduzile Zuma. And people thought Khumalo was being bitter. But the reality of it is that Duduzile Zuma still entitled that that is a family business type of a setup, and she has got monopoly on how that particular organization runs. My readings, I heard previously that there were allegations that Duduzile and some groups were financially benefiting from some deals in the NK party. But when Floyd came in, he then stopped such dealings. And I think the bitterness is derived from that. So I don't see any thing happening to Duduzile. The relationship that Duduzile has with the father, it's a very uncomfortable relationship. That a child can behave in a manner in which he does and not be held accountable. So it's a test for them as MK party, but I don't see MK party coming from this one. This is the end of MK party going forward.
So I'm in the channel. I'm advancing a frame of reference and a theory that says there are newcomers, and Duduzile has coined them as Abumafikizolo. This relates to parachuting, and this is what happened to EFF. Of course, this thing of parachuting we spoke about a lot in the podcast, and my naive self thinks that this is the issue, and you are telling me that that issue is not the primary cause. The primary cause is actually the money. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I think it's the money and how they used to have access to the purse. So, you know, when someone has access to the purse and somehow things then change and they don't have the same access, they are bound to revolt one way or other. So this realistically, it's not really about any other thing. It's just about the control of monies. You would have had reports previously of people complaining that money that comes from the party levy is directed to some Capitec account belonging to President Zuma and not going to the political organ. In terms of financial management, there in that organization, that is not properly done and all of that. So I think these things are some of the problems that in future, this political organization has shown that it does not have a future in the politics of South Africa. You see, organizations that are benchmarked on individuals are problematic.
Yeah, no.
So that is the challenge with MK Party. It revolves around an individual called Jacob Zuma, and Jacob Zuma's children then feel that this particular organization belongs to them because it was started by their father.
So I'm running a poll now to check the listeners of Politically Incorrect. What do they feel? So what I've read so far, the poll is still on. What I've read is people are saying, for Floyd's own sake, he must leave and let Duduzile be. Because if he continues, I don't think things are going to be sweet going forward, whether Duduzile stays or she leaves. What is your take on that?
No. I think what must happen, Floyd must be wise enough. He can survive outside of the political space. I think he can do well outside of the political space, being active in a party. I think he has amassed enough knowledge and wealth of knowledge that can make him navigate and be of assistance somehow in the society. I don't think this thing of MK is helping him. You see, these personal stock-sell organizations are problematic. The same problems that he faced in the FF are the same problems that he will face in the MK going forward. Parties that do not have internal democracy face this kind of problems. And they don't, in a way, navigate through them. And there is no way that MK will survive this particular Duduzile Zuma storm. And that's my view.
Ish. At UNISA, when we spoke at length about what were the options available for Floyd Shivambu, and you said, and I think I joined you on, maybe he should have left party politics and went somewhere, and I even suggested a ambassadorial position where he maybe goes to a consulate to go for a foreign mission, something like that. And now Ndlozi has went outside party politics, and you seem to suggest that Floyd should go there. Where in particular do you think?
I think what Ndlozi and Floyd should do, like Ndlozi suggested with the SABC interview, that they should form some activism tactical organization that agitate for people's rights, like the setup of AfriForum, where they will say if certain issue they are not satisfied with, they could go to court and some sort of an NGO kind of a setup. Because that effectively works way better than political
Correct.
In a way.
Correct.
Because people that support you, they support you on the basis that you are fighting cause that unite everyone. So in their thinking, when they established this MK party thing, was that they want to unite black people. But you can't unite people at an organization that do not have internal democracy. Because internal democracy is a key to the survival of any political organization or any institutions. So in a democratic country. Yes, if you have a structure like MK in China where you only have the Chinese Communist Party, then that will say yes. But this is South Africa with the democracy, and organizationally, democracy should then thrive. And it's not something that is there in the MK party. A person wakes up in the morning, they can tell you you are no more a member, and there is no proper disciplinary process that has been followed. So I don't see this MK thing surviving anyway.
Shivambu, ke lebogile too much for the time you gave me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Masha.
Thank you. No, that's it. I think given the resources that we have now, I think it's best to leave it at here. I'll just upload it. I don't even have power to upload this episode for you. But please, just dwell on it. Tell me what you feel. So this episode might be delayed because of power. If I don't have power, I can't work. I don't have money to buy solar. And those comrades who are fortunate enough, maybe they will take advantage of it. For me, that's the power outage in my area. It has been happening ever since. So I'll see how I'm going to upload it. Thank you very much. Eitada.